everyone, welcome to Tenterfield's Coffee and Chat for the autumn edition of the Granite Belt and High Country Escape. Today I'm in the beautiful home of Mrs. Maree Parker, who's a long-time resident of Tenterfield, been here all her life. And thanks Maree for having us in your lovely home today.
Welcome to my house.
Thank you very much. And as I said, Maree's a long-time resident of Tenterfield, and we're just going to ask her a few questions about her life growing up in Tenterfield and her life now as an adult and the time that she's had during her life here in Tenterfield. So Maree, you're obviously a sprightly young lady. How old are you?
Oh, 94.
94. You're doing very well, Maree. 94 years of age. And have you lived in Tenterfield area all your life?
Yes.
You have? Yeah.
Yes.
So you lived in Tenterfield town or somewhere else around
No,
Tenterfield?
I lived at Sandy Flat. I grew up at Sandy Flat. I came off a property.
Yep.
A
Okay.
cattle property with Dad and Mum and my sister Joy.
Lovely. Lovely. So you grew up in Sandy Flat. What's your memories of the home in Sandy Flat and the surrounds there and what your family did?
It was a country place, a very busy place. I guess early memories of, I suppose it probably would have got on to the end of the Depression.
Yep.
And I can remember
Tough times?
tough times, hard
Yeah.
times. I can remember men coming to see if they had any work just so as they could get something to eat,
Yeah.
which was very sad.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it was a good place to live
Mm.
at Sandy Flat, and
Yeah.
had a nice home there.
And your schooling? Did you go to school
Yes,
out there?
went to school there.
Mhm.
Mum taught us just for a little while.
Yeah.
And then sister and I used to ride to school. We'd ride to Sandy Flat, then back. It was
On a push bike?
No, on a horse.
On a horse?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
So you'd leave the horse tied up all day while you're at school?
no, we used to, when we went to school at Sandy Flat, we used to go, it would have been 3.5 miles
Mm-hmm.
to get there
Yep.
and then to come back, but there were quite a few kids that used to ride horses.
Yes.
And we'd let the horses go in a paddock, and when we finished school,
Yep.
we'd
Go and collect your horse.
saddle them up and go straight home.
Oh, great.
The funny thing, I used to have a dog that used to meet me every afternoon.
Did you? They can tell the time, animals, can't they?
Yes, well, he certainly could anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that went on till I was old enough to go to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I used to ride. Joy was just a couple of years behind me. And I used to ride the horse to Sandy Flat and the post office and the railway station there. And used to catch the express train into Tenterfield.
Yeah.
And there were actually quite a few kids that used to travel on the train, but used to travel in and come down to school. And in those days, the New England bus used to bring us down from the railway station down to the school. We went to school there, and when we finished school that afternoon, they'd let us stay down at the school to do our homework, which was good because we had a fire in the winter time. And when coming into school there, we also had trenches were in the playground because of the war.
So what were the trenches for, Maree?
They were, if they happened to get an air attack, should we?
Yep.
Then all the kids got in the trenches.
Oh, okay.
It was,
Yeah.
I don't know really how much they'd have saved you, but
Well, yeah, it was open, wasn't it?
they were.
Yeah.
They were open, yes. Well, that is if there was something on, because there was so much army on around here, you know. There were camps everywhere. Anyway, so much coming in and out to school.
Yep.
But there used to be the poor old train, if there was a troop train going through,
Yep.
the express train had to be put onto a sideline till the troop train went through.
They got right of way.
Yes, they had right of way, and they also had troops travelling on the trains those days.
Yep.
So sometimes we can get home till about 11 o'clock night time, and then Dad have the horse already saddled up at 6:30 in the morning to come back to catch the train again.
Oh, Struth.
So,
all the way back and do it all again the next day.
Yes, did that until they cut them, until the trains went to 3 days a week.
Oh, so what'd you do then?
Well, I had to come in and board then, found a place for me to board in town.
Oh, okay. So you boarded there during the week and then went home on weekends?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So where did you live? Did they have a boarding house?
No, it was, I used to stay with, she was an old maternity nurse, and she'd had a room at her place.
Oh, okay.
So
That was a house.
that was where I lived.
Yeah, that's lovely. So then when you finished school, what did you do? Did you leave Tenterfield or did you stay?
No, when I left I stayed in Tenterfield because my very first job was on the day the World War II finished.
Oh,
It was on that very day.
Oh.
Well, there was great excitement
I
in the
bet.
town.
Yeah.
So worked half a day, and then all the celebrations went on in town after that.
Great.
Well, that still stayed on there,
Yeah.
and
Lots of dancing and drinking in the street. No doubt,
they had
probably.
there were lots of carriers in town that picked up stuff. Well, the carriers, one of them had a band on the back of it going up and down the street. There was another lot with a truckload of people singing. It was just
wow. That's good. Good celebration.
yes, it was big celebration. It was.
Yeah.
So that was a garage. I worked at Virtue's Garage.
Virtue's Garage.
That was
Where was Virtue's Garage?
Virtue's Garage now is where the Westpac helicopter shop is.
Oh yes, yes.
Down there.
Down the southern end of Rouse Street, near the Coles complex.
Yes, down in there. And it was a very busy place because all the garages were very busy in town. They all, had what's known.
Yep. So you did bookwork there. You weren't a mechanic, I wouldn't.
No, I was I mean, if the need be, I used to serve petrol.
Yep.
But no, I was the bookkeeper. My job, I was a bookkeeper. Well, I worked there for 8 years.
Yeah. And then what'd you do? Did you get married somewhere in that time?
Yes, a bit later.
Bit later? Oh, yeah. So what happened there? How did you meet?
I worked there. Then I worked for a carrier.
Okay.
Actually, I worked for a carrier, and then I did books for another carrier as well.
Yeah.
I've always had something. Always worked. I've always done book work. When I had my kids and all, I did that because I did all Mark's book work as well.
Right.
But anyway, then I got married.
Yep. How did that eventuate? Mr. Parker.
Well,
Mr. Parker, whose name is Mark.
yes. Well,
How'd you meet?
I met him. There was Luther Station was a very social place, and they were having a party for their daughter's 21st birthday.
Right.
And he'd been invited. I didn't know him at this stage, and we'd been invited as well. So that was the first night I met him. That night, and then in the days you used to have a lot more entertainment. Now all the little old halls around, like there was Steinbrook and Bungalla and Sandy Flat and Bolivia.
Yes.
Alternately, there'd be a dance on.
A dance, yes.
Every weekend.
Yes. On a Saturday night?
Yes, on a Saturday night. And then there were cricket, a lot of cricket clubs around,
Yes.
and tennis.
Right.
Lots of tennis. Tennis courts everywhere, tennis clubs everywhere.
So that
And
was
I-
just weekend entertainment
Yeah,
instead of
that was it. You
being on
you went and did
computers.
those things.
Yeah.
And of course the dances too. You went to the dances, there'd be a lot doing the dances, but then there was also a room where a lot of them went and played yoga.
Oh, okay.
What's the name?
Yeah.
Before, and of course you always had supper.
Yes.
Then there was supper after that.
Yes.
Well, then we were having a tennis tournament on one weekend, and Mark and a group came out there,
Ah,
and it sort of then,
caught your eye?
and after that, then he asked me to go to the movies
Ooh,
and to see Lassie Come Home.
Lassie, come home. Of all things.
Yes, of all things.
That's a sad movie, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is a sad movie.
Did you
Yeah.
cry?
Yes, and I tried to plant the crying too.
Yeah. You weren't crying because the date was bad, you were crying because the movie was sad.
Yes, because the movie was sad. That was it exactly.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, and then
So you married Mark eventually,
Yes,
and
yes.
what did he do for an occupation as
he
well?
was a we had a menswear,
Menswear store in town.
menswear store, yes.
Okay.
It was there, and of course it was a great call-in place for all the fellas too, you know, great talk and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep.
We-
Whereabouts down the street was the shop?
it's almost across from, it's where the little saddler is now, where the
Oh yes, Matilda Sadler?
Yeah, Matilda's.
Matilda Maid Sadler.
That was it there. It was, of course, with, you had to save everything you could, so you only switched the light on when the customer was coming in.
Oh true.
That was,
Save on
you
electricity.
had to save on the electricity. But, yeah, so that was there for a long time.
Yeah, yep.
And I think it was, I think it might have been 2 years or just very close to it.
Yeah.
Mark had finished,
Mm-hmm.
and we started Shrills.
Sherelle Fashions. There we go. That's how that came. And that's always been in the same place as it is now? Sherelle Fashions?
No, we started across the road. Anyway, we started there, and we were there for 3.5 years.
Yes.
But when we started off there, our first day was unreal.
Really?
People, flowers, the place was full of flowers. We had
Run off your feet.
a beautiful sponge roll, and come in, somebody brought it in, and then cups for tea and coffee, and
Oh great.
it was a great day.
Yeah, lovely.
And,
So when was that? What year did you open? 1985. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So you took
November the
started that?
6th.
1985. And did Mark help you there, or did he go off and do something else after?
No, he wasn't. No, he was at home. He wasn't well then.
Oh right.
And anyway, so I went on. So that it was a busy time,
Yeah.
which was good. We sold out of all our stock for the first 10 days. In the
Excellent.
first 10 days, we had to go back to Sydney.
That's
Then,
great,
and
isn't it?
And I had a sister-in-law that was very helpful.
Yes.
We had, she used to take us around places, so, and
Yeah.
it was, I mean, really all you could get for ladies was about those Aussie dresses then, so we'd found a range of lovely dresses.
Ah, a bit better than the common ones.
Yes,
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 and different.
quite
Well, that's what ladies want these days,
A
anyhow.
lot better anyway.
Mm.
They're sitting there, and they're sitting there, and they're sitting there, and they didn't sell.
No,
One lady bought the whole outfit.
really.
Yes, she got to her. Well, they went like hotcakes then.
Great. So
Well,
you're
then-
innovative.
Yeah, so we were there for 3.5 years.
Mm.
My brother-in-law had done all the shop up, and it was just a lovely little shop.
Mm.
It was only half a shop.
Mm.
And anyway, then where we are now,
Yes.
that was pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
That was Fibbard's pharmacy.
Fibbard's pharmacy, yes.
Yes, and Kathy had come over because her brother John, he was a pharmacist, he was down in Victoria. And there was something, Bill had died, that was the father, and there was something with pharmacies, I don't know what it is, but they, after 12 months, it was John's coming home to run the shop, and John died.
Oh. So the pharmacy closed.
So then Kathy came over and she said, "Do you want a new place?" That stage, yeah, she said.
Yeah.
That was first crack of the whip, so anyway, that was when we moved to where we are now.
Well, there you go. And the story continues. So
yes, and the story comes, which now comes up to 38 years plus.
38 years plus. And you're not running it on your own anymore, are you?
No.
You've got your daughter Cherie with you, haven't you?
Yes.
When did she take over?
No, right at the start. Well, we started off.
Right at the start?
We started
There
off.
you go. So you've done it. Mother and daughter working together for 38 years. That's a pretty good feat.
She had a couple of breaks, but that that's, you know.
That's great. So in the time that Sherelle's been there and just things that have gone on in Tenterfield, what would you say is the biggest change that you've seen in Tenterfield over that time?
Well, the big change from my life was electricity.
Electricity, yeah, I bet.
Electricity, and that was overread, and of course television. But the electricity, because see, we used to go to bed at night time with a candle, and then my dad, he used to, you didn't have television then, you only had the radio if there was something special on, like the cricket or something like that. And Dad used to read, he had a book he used to read.
Right.
Well then the lamp was lit,
kerosene lamp?
Yes, the kerosene lamp was one that you,
yes.
I mean, you had the ordinary little lamps that you could fill up with kerosene, but the pump one, you know, that was, well, then we'd listen to Dad read at night before we went to bed.
Oh, so he'd read to you from the book?
Yes, he'd read to us from the book. And he wrote his diary every night.
Did he?
Yes.
That's special.
Yes.
Has someone still got that?
Well, my sister has it.
Yeah.
And I would like it, and she tells me I wouldn't be able to read it anyway.
It's still around, that's the main thing.
Yes, it's stick writing, you know.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I mean, in those days, you didn't have ballpoint pens. You had, You had pen and ink, and that was it. So, you know, the light stroke up and the heavy stroke down.
Yes.
And so it went on.
My dad's writing was like that. It was very hard to read because of those pens.
But but I think I could read it. I think I could put it together just as well as Joy could. But anyway.
Yeah.
But
so electricity is the biggest change to you. Yeah.
It was, and I suppose cars too. Or we had a fridge. We used to have a drip safe.
Drip safe. What did they do?
It was a square mesh safe, and you put the sugar bags. Well, it used to be the sugar because in those days we had the bins. You put a bag of sugar in that one. You put the self-rising flour in that one. You put the plain flour in that one.
Like a big bulk.
Yes,
stock of it.
Yes, and what was the sugar bag, then you'd hang that over this safe and keep it wet all the time.
Oh, and that kept the inside stuff moist.
Yes. So Dad at one stage, he thought at the southern side of the house, he dug a big hole and he had a round drum. And he filled the hole up with sand and charcoal.
Yes.
And put the drum down in there, and you kept the water around that. And that was the That was
the fridge.
That was the fridge.
Oh.
Yes, that was then. I can remember then when we got the fridge, and it was kerosene fridge.
Special.
Yeah, it was very special.
Had a door that you just opened and it was there.
Yes, yes. And of course the telephone too.
Yeah.
That was another thing that was another enormous change.
Yes.
Because it was, you had to dial, like there was the post office, and they had whoever had a phone on, they had that you had a number. Well, you'd ring that number, and that's who it was.
Yes.
But they all listened in to hear what the conversations were.
And that's where gossiping started.
Yeah, of course it was.
Of course. Oh,
Right.
some wonderful times, Maree, your time here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you look back and now see Tenterfield as it is today, is there a place that you like to go to in Tenterfield that makes you smile or makes you feel just happy?
I don't know. I don't think a lot about that, and I thought, well, I enjoyed wherever I go.
Yes. Happiness is wherever you are. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, more or less.
Yeah.
That's it. You know. Well,
Yeah.
of course, you get the sad bits sprinkled in.
Of course you do.
along
That's
the line.
life, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
You lost your husband at what age was he?
70.
70.
Just
yeah.
70. Well, that's not very old these days.
No, it's not. It's not. But very sudden. Yeah.
Yes, it was very sudden.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you're such a wise old lady. Well, old lady. I wouldn't recommend.
Well,
you don't look old to me.
well, I am.
You are. I know. But
And I had 3 kids.
and you've had 3 children. That's right.
And 6 grandkids.
Lovely. 6 grandkids. Any
Yeah.
greats on the way?
No.
Great grandchildren? No. They'll come.
Not that I
don't
know of, anyway.
worry. No.
4 boys and 2 girls.
Lovely, lovely. So Maree, with everything you've told me, your story over your lifetime, and you're now a young 94 years old.
Thank you, you're kind.
What would you, if you could talk to your younger self, what advice would you give yourself?
Well, I guess age gives you a bit of experience, but never let an opportunity slip by.
What opportunities have you let slip by in your
I
life?
suppose the hairdressing.
Hairdressing,
That would have been
had the
one.
opportunity.
Yeah, if you've got that dream for something, I'd say follow it.
Follow
You
it.
know?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Chase your dreams and make them happen.
Great. Well, I've had a lovely conversation with Maree today. Thank you very much for having us in your beautiful
Thank
home. You've been a wonderful, wonderful person to sit and have a chat to, really, which is what we've done, isn't it?
Well, I certainly have.
Yeah, you have. So thanks everyone.
Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed our coffee and chat in Tenterfield for the autumn edition. And if you look further down our website, there's our previous chats that we've had with people over the time. Have a look it up. And thanks for joining in.